Hey, what's happening everyone? I am SirJames coming at you guys with another Star Wars Galaxy's Edge product review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the lightsaber stand. So before we change camera angles and see how this stacks up with the three sabers that I have on hand, some quick information for you guys is first off, this item is going to be found over in Doc Ondar's inside the land. And do keep in mind that this item is actually not going to be located on the shelf. You will specifically have to go where the glass countertop is or in any of the cashiers within that shop and specifically ask for the lightsaber stand. So keep that in mind. The retail price tag of this item is going to go for $25. And no, this is not wall mountable. And as far as where the hooks are, this tray does open up on the front here to review the 4 different hooks which you're going to be utilizing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and change camera angles and see how this stacks up with the 3 sabers on hand. Alright, so for this video, this is what I'm going to be doing. I have 3 lightsabers to utilize here. I have my custom saber from Sabi's workshop. And I also have 2 legacy sabers, which is we have the Ali shape one, which is the curved style for Asajj Ventress. And of course we also have the Jedi Temple Guard. And what I'm going to be doing is that we are going to purely test here to see how well does this hold these saber hilts. And also too, once the saber is on here, I'm going to utilize this table to simulate a small to medium earthquake to see will the saber stay or is it just going to completely fall off, and pretty much go from there. So let's go ahead and put these 2 off to the side. Put this one off to the corner. So again, in the bottom of this tray, when you open it up, you have these 4 plastic little hooks here, which basically you just place into the stand here. There's no like engravings or anything like that. All you do is that you pick a saber and you just have to kind of eyeball it where you want to put these hooks. As to which one should you use, it really depends on what works best for you. But for my Sabi's workshop saber, I'm actually going to utilize these small skinny ones because it has a much more of a curve. And because of the Sabi saber, you have a lot of these areas where it could catch onto. I think it's going to work best that way. So let's go ahead and let's see. So the first one I'm going to put down here, and again you just have to kind of figure out where you're going to put the hooks in. Each saber is going to be different, so there is no wrong way of doing it, but there's also a slight right way. And the right way is if it stays and it doesn't fall off. Alright, so looks like that works. So there you go, as you can see, it's working perfectly well with Sabi saber. Now let's go ahead and simulate a little earthquake. Is this going to stay or is this going to flop off? So shake the table here. And right now I'm simulating more of a medium earthquake. And as you can see, the saber is holding perfectly fine while this is constantly shaking. Now, if I were to shake any harder to simulate, let's say, you know, like a 7.1 that we've been getting here in California lately, then of course it's probably not going to hold up too well. But again, a small to medium earthquake with this shaking, perfectly fine. So that's A-okay. Now let's go ahead and bring another saber over. Let's go ahead and do the Jedi Temple Guard next, because I wanted to save the curved one for last anyways. This one, I have no idea how it's going to work out, because unlike the Sabi saber, this one, as you can see, the edges on this are much more of a smooth. There's not really much that these are going to potentially grab onto. I could think of one way. And the one way I'm thinking of is using the actual cover tech piece here as a way for these hooks to kind of grab onto. So let's go ahead and remove the skinny one and use a thicker one here. If I were to put this like so, and then bring one of these over, and you can mix and match. You don't have to specifically use the same pair. You could use one big one and one small one. But I think for this one, I think this one's going to work better based on its shape. Go ahead and check it out. So yeah, this one isn't as smooth as the sabers, so this one's a little bit more tricky. So I think I've got it in a way. Again, so what I did for this one is that I'm using the cover tech as a way for these to kind of grab onto, and that way too, it's kind of in the same shape, but I think the best way for this one though, if you do it this way, is to switch this around. I think that's probably the better way. That way you have the red dial for the on and off switch for display. Except the only downside is that if you were to have these all facing one way, this one would have to be facing the opposite. But let's go ahead and attempt the earthquake shake test to see if this is actually going to work or not. I have no idea, so go ahead and shake. Okay, so the saber hilt is wobbling quite a bit because of how it is on the hooks, but simulating the earthquake here, it's holding up, it's not falling down. Okay, so as you can see, it actually just tilted over, but that was just constant shaking. The fact that it held up quite a bit, not too bad. So there is the Jedi Temple Guard. Now, the most interesting one, which I have no idea how it's going to hold up, Asajj Ventress, because again you got this curved shape and it's also quite heavy. I mean, the Jedi Temple Guard saber is heavy, but I feel like this one's heavier. So I think what I'm going to do for this one is that we are going to try to utilize the rubber grip on this as a way for these hooks to kind of grip onto, per se. So grip on grip. So let's go ahead and see how this is going to stack up. I mean, there's not really much we can do with this one because you can't face it this way. If you do so, it's just not going to work out. So it has to be this way. I mean, you could maybe put it onto the side, but then these hooks won't really work out too well. So let's go ahead and get this one over here. We're going to try to get this towards the center-ish. Let's go ahead and get another one here. And you can kind of angle these too, by the way, so you don't have to specifically have these going vertically up and down. You could angle them in a way that's going to work. Wow, okay, so I think I got it on the first try. So let's go ahead and give this a shake test to see if this is... Oh, nope, never mind, that just came off, so that didn't last too long. So I feel like the curved ones are going to be much more of a challenge. Let's try to bring this piece down here and angle it in a way. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that. Let's go ahead and give this one a try. So giving it an earthquake shake here. Oh. Okay, nope, that did not work out. So let's go ahead and try this once more. Don't worry, this is my legacy saber that I bought. This isn't like someone's that I just personally dropped, so just want to let you guys know. Let's try maybe this big one here. Ooh, actually I kind of like that because instead of it sticking up like this too much, we're able to bring this down a bit lower. And that's utilizing one of the fat looking ones and then one of the thinner looking ones. Alright, let's go ahead and give this one a try. Okay, I'm giving it a shake, but honestly, this one concerns me quite a bit. So, I mean, it is holding, but it's not a comfortable hold. Like the saber and the Jedi Temple Guard one, while shaking it, I was more confident with that holding pretty well. But this one, after a bit of time, it's not going to do well. Like if it was just a small shake, perfectly fine, but when you get into the medium zone, that's where things become a bit on the dicey side for this one. But anyways, that will kind of give you guys an idea of how the stand holds up. Other general questions you may have is, first off, will this be able to be supported with a blade? Like as in you have the saber in here with the blade? And the answer is no, because what would happen is that you would have all of this extra weight on the blade and this will just topple over. Now that doesn't mean it's not doable, because if you were to have something to support the blade on the other end, you know, something that was just kind of help it stand up, then the answer is yes, but by default the answer is no, unless if you do something about it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the lightsaber stand. As I mentioned before, this will retail for the price tag of $25. And if you're looking for something to mainly just display whether or not it's your Sabi saber or some of the particular legacy sabers, then the answer is yes in my opinion. However, keep in mind it's not wall mountable. You can only have it on a shelf. And I would also maybe recommend adding some rubber feet as it's not on the bottom. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next video. Then you guys take care.
Right here. Sorry. Yeah. You'll be perfect then. Right there. You'll be fine right there. Thank you. Oh, this is wild. same. They like drawing.
Well, this is the first time I've caught him.
No problem. Once. Yeah, last count.
We'll keep an eye on it, so you should be okay. Chris, can you find us custodials? You do, because we get sticky.
Okay.
Still sticky.
Just one leg out while you're doing that.
At least you guys got a big fan.
Lovely fence all here. Too many bolts of fabric for us to have.
You have a good day.
Right this way, builder space. I have 11. Builders, please open your eyes and reach out for your crystal.
Very wise choice. Can place on a green right there.
Scrap metal that you previously selected today. These pieces are right. Well, I give it a good spin just to make sure that it's not going to
So
fall.
we'll match up with the red and the square
The
that's
next one will be number 5.
the red and
Number 5 will be your articulation blade. So you have red and blue dot over here. Your blade inside also has red and blue. The way it works is red will slide on top of red and blue will slide on
Are you
the head.
satisfied with your lightsaber? Let me double check it for you. Make sure it won't blow up in your face. Great. So this says you know what we're activation. That's how you turn your lightsaber on and off when the time comes.
Remember the color red and
Wonderful
blue.
work.
Alright, once you have on the ones you like, you will attach these center your belt.
So ready? You want to be the letters on every half? This one with the top of your lightsaber. I don't know. What we don't want you to find out as of right now is just
I need everyone now to take a giant step back. Big step back. This part right now is very dangerous. My fellow gatherers are going around and they're placing your hips into the crystal stabilization chambers. This requires a lot of training and a very steady hand. Because we don't want any more accidents.
wow.
Right, little?
Why do you always say me? I haven't even done anything since I blew up the fixing workstation. It was like a long time ago, 5 years.
Long time ago, like a week ago.
A long time ago in my book.
Step forward. Hands on your hips. Activate. Raise your lightsabers. You have built a lightsaber, like the Jedi and Sith who came before you. And like them, you too can change the galaxy.